In Batter My Heart, aka Holy Sonnet 14, Donne compares God's salvation with both a military campaign and a sexual encounter. The former image dominates the octave. Batter my heart, three-person God, for you, as yet but knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend. That I may rise and stand, overthrow me, and bend your force to break, blow, burn, and make me new. Batter my heart. Batter is a military term, and the triune God is at the head of his army. The speaker prays to be overthrown, inviting the army of the Lord to break, blow, burn, and paradoxically mend and make me new. So what's going on here? The explanation is in the next quatrain. I, like a usurped town to another do, labor to admit you, but oh, to no end. Reason, your viceroy in me should defend, but is captived and proves weak or untrue. In this quatrain, we understand that the speaker likens himself to a usurped town, in the sense that it is rebellious or has been taken over by an enemy. He struggles to open the gates to his proper lord, but oh, he's desperate to no end. He cannot do it. Reason, the proper governor of the town, ought to be calling the shots, but reason is imprisoned and weak, or he's turned traitor. God must overthrow this town. Here's the sestet. Yet dearly I love you, and would be loved fain, but am betrothed unto your enemy. Divorce me, untie or break that knot again. Take me to you, imprison me, for I, except you enthrall me, shall never be free, nor ever chaste except you ravish me. The sestet starts with yet. Sounds like a volta. Although the military imagery continues, the sex, love, and marriage imagery dominates here. The speaker dearly loves God, but is already romantically involved with God's enemy. He asks God to free him from his commitments to the devil. The speaker realizes that freedom is impossible unless he is paradoxically imprisoned by God. The couplet wraps up both the military and the marriage comparisons. The usurped town can only be free when enthralled or overthrown. The woman can only be pure if enthralled or ravished by God. Interestingly, the term ravish has two denotations. The first, of course, is to rape. The second is to fill with ecstasy and delight. Which does Donne mean? Well, theologically, and I think in the context of this poem, both, of course. Donne is asking God to basically beat him into submission. And according to Donne, that may be the only way that any of us are saved. My favorite Holy Sonnet is Holy Sonnet 10, or Death Be Not Proud. It would be on my More Sonnets video, but I saved it for here. Here is John Donne's Death Be Not Proud. Death be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those whom thou think'st thou dost overthrow, die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and soul's delivery. Thou art a slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke. Why swell'st thou then? One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. Let's take this one down by sections. Death be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. For those who thou think thou dost overthrow, die not, poor death, nor canst thou kill me. Death is addressed directly. This sort of address to something or someone that can't respond is called an apostrophe. The speaker tells death that he shouldn't be proud. Oh sure, there are lots of people that really fear you, and some have called you mighty and dreadful, but you aren't those things. The folks that you think you overthrow, they don't die, and I won't neither. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure, then from thee much more must flow. And soonest our best men with thee do go, rest of their bones and soul's delivery. People, we love to take naps and go to bed at night, and when we sleep we look just like you. And when we wake up, we feel great. So death, I'm asking you, if we like them so much, how much more pleasure will we experience after we pass through you? Have you noticed that the people who go with you first are the best? The most brave and energetic? They've earned their rest and their salvation. It's like their reward. He goes on, "Thou art a slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and dost with poison, war, and sickness dwell, and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke. Why swell'st thou then? You think you are hot stuff. Ha! You are a minion. You are at the beck and call of cruel kings and murderers. They say that you can tell a man by the company he keeps, and who do you hang with? Poison, war, and sickness. Those guys are lowlifes. Besides, drugs and hypnotists can make us sleep just as good. Where do you get off being so uppity?" And here's the couplet. "One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die." I had a student who had been through leukemia and all the treatments for years, and this poem became precious to her. Donne lived in the time of the plague. Death was all around. It was a fitting poem for his time, and it's a fitting poem for ours. Here's a movie recommendation. If you like John Donne, especially this last poem, go see the play called Wit. There's a movie too with Emma Thompson. It's really good. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.